can be only one podcast, and may it be the Princess of the Universe. Hi, folks, I'm Matt.
And he's making me do this again.
Yeah! Hey, I saw the last Blockbuster.
I did.
Documentary.
I'm going to let you talk about it.
It's on Netflix.
Thanks for the heads up.
I'm not going to give any
episode
spoilers. I'm not going to give any spoilers on the topic because I do want you to see it. But the thing is, though, it's funny that it's playing on Netflix. Netflix bought it to stream it.
I think they're laughing. It was all like,
hey, they're laughing. Oh,
we warned you, Blockbuster.
Oh, we'd love to have that, please. And it's good. It's great. It's a great. I like documentaries, and this one's fun.
And Netflix is like, hey,
done,
you know why Blockbuster died? Right here. Who's got two thumbs and killed Blockbuster?
I don't think it was going to be titled The Last Blockbuster. I think it was going to give a different title because when they started filming, there were 12. And they just went to one store, one of 12 in the world, and said, what's it like to be one of the last remaining Blockbusters? Well, then as they were filming the next year, that number went down to 4. Well, then the story got really interesting. They're at one of 4 Blockbusters in the world. And then the next year, that person who they just happened to do the documentary on is the only one remaining. And then they're like, we got gold here, you know?
Yeah.
Because you could tell there's probably, that documentary is like 17 hours long, probably. And they're like, nope, we're redoing the story, the final 4.
So you're saying it's like the Zack Snyder cut of Justice League. It's like, oh, we got all this extra footage.
Except it doesn't suck. Yeah. So,
hey, spoilers for the next episode. Come on.
Anyway, yeah, well, I mean, even if you haven't seen Snyder's Justice League cut yet, I mean, spoiler alert, it's Zack Snyder. But anyway, we're going to review that next time. But I did want to talk about this because video rentals were a big part of our lives growing up. And I say our because Bruce and I were roommates in college. And even before that, the year before I had graduated, or maybe it was in my freshman year, I can't remember. I'd come over all the time. We'd do movies because there was a place called Video Giant that did 7 movies for $7 for 7 nights.
And that was awesome price because you go new rentals, you're spending $5 for one night, and they would charge you that every day.
Old rentals, you're spending $3 usually.
Yes.
Usually
yes.
$2.99 for an old rental. But if you rented 7 old rentals for $7, you got to keep them for 7 nights, not just 3 nights, not just 2 nights.
That's a long time.
And so that's a movie a night, baby. Of course, you'd watch probably 2 or 3 a night. So we would go there all the time. Me, you, Roger. I don't know if there's anyone else, but we would split and go, into sections. Video Giant was a huge. It was as big. I don't want to make this up as would you say a bigger than a pharmacy store.
I mean, it was
how big was it?
I mean, it was pretty big as a Blockbuster store back in the day,
No, not Video Giant. Video Giant just it took up a lot of space. It was a warehouse space.
It was pretty. It wasn't huge, but
it wasn't. No, it wasn't like massive, but it was big. It was the biggest video rental place ever.
Think of the typical Blockbuster and just add maybe
double
50%.
Double
50%.
it, maybe. Okay, but there are tons of sections. And you just, one would go through, we all skipped romance, go through action, go through sci-fi. Roger found himself going through the adult section by accident. You always took that wrong turn down the adult section. You know how that worked?
It's like, oh, why are people going in and out that door? Oh, that's why.
No, our Video Giant didn't have a door. They just had a row. I remember because it was next to action or drama or suspense or something. And then you flip around and going, what does this have to do about action? Oh, that's the wrong kind of action. And then you just kind of walk through the rest of the row. Since you're there. Yeah, may as well browse. But, no, but we would, in fact, this is where we found Clerks for the first time. We just rented it just because.
No, and I knew about Clerks because it was advertised in my comic book.
Because we went up to
Marvel Comics had lots of advertising.
We went up to the guy.
I'm curious.
And we said, hey, this is great. He said, oh, if you like this, you'll like Mallrats. Went, why would we like Mallrats? And he goes, oh, because those 2 guys are in Mallrats. We're like, wait, what?
That I didn't know until.
And then we found there was a View Askew universe, So we also found Tremors 2. this way because it was a sequel to a movie we all loved. We didn't think it would be good.
But we covered this. But I had a dream about the Graboids, and I was like, okay, because I had seen it on the shelves, Tremors 2 on the shelves.
I wanted to see it.
Nah, I've been burned by sequels, direct-to-video sequels before. I don't want to watch it. And then I had a dream, and after a dream, I was like,
But I remember, as the 7 movies, we watched that one first because we thought it was going to suck. Remember, you'd rank them. You'd rank the movies to the ones that were worst.
See it. The reason I refused to rent it ever before that, for I don't know how long in advance, was because I've been burned by
direct-to-TV sequels are dumb. And so I remember we rented it, and that turned out to be, because I remember we all were shocked at how good it was. Oh. And then after we watched the other 6 movies, they didn't compare. Mm-hmm. Tremors 2 was great. But we rented a lot of stuff back in the day. I remember, hey, we got Army. You got us Army of Darkness. By the way, Evil Dead 1 and 2, hard to find back then.
Very difficult.
No, it was in Movie Gallery on 18th Street. Remember, someone, either you went or I went, and we were like, dude, they have Evil Dead.
We were able to get Evil Dead 2. I think you went on a vacation and were able to purchase Evil Dead 1.
No. We found Evil Dead 1, and I went on vacation and purchased Evil Dead 2 at a video store going out of business. You're right. Yes. That's what happened. Because that Movie Gallery on 18th had Evil, and I remember I was like, dude, they have it. And so we watched Evil Dead.
Was very easily defined, but it was the third in a series.
Yeah.
And we wanted to track down the others. I had seen Evil Dead 2 already at this point.
Yeah, you'd already said that there was a prequel.
Because that was relatively easy to find.
Well, they kind of set it up at the beginning. You said, yeah, that's from another movie. Yeah. They did it. I said, wait, this is a third. Because we loved Army of Darkness. And so we could only find Evil Dead. You couldn't find it anywhere. This is back when we're the reason it became a cult classic. And so, like I said, I just got lucky. Traveling with my dad, a video store was going out of business. And I just walked in there, and there's a VHS copy of Evil Dead 2. I snatched it up before I could. I mean, it has an awful looking cover, the eyes behind the skull. And I'm like, my dad's like, that's what you wanted to get? Something called Evil Dead? I don't even know if I told Dad. I may have hid that one in there. Maybe threw a Disney movie in there, too. How about Little Mermaid, Dad? Or Aladdin. And Evil Dead 2. But I could not wait to get home and bring it to you and said, I got it! Because you couldn't find it anywhere.
That was really hard to find.
And then I remember when Suncoast Sound was they re-released Evil. We're like, oh my gosh, you can get a copy of Evil Dead and Evil Dead 2 on DVD. We got to get this now on VHS before it goes away forever.
They used to do that.
Yeah, they're locking in that vault again. Remember when Disney say, "Hey, last time to get this because we're locking in the vault forever." Yeah, whatever. Okay, but hey, they sold a ton of VHSs back then. But that's what you did. You went to the store. You stayed for like an hour. Remember? You'd stay an hour, and that was part of your night. You'd stay an hour, man. On dates, you'd go out with someone, you go to eat, then you'd sit around there for about 45 minutes to an hour picking the best movie for y'all to watch, and then you wouldn't watch the movie. It wasn't Netflix and chill back then. Okay, anyway.
I don't want to talk about my courting relationship, okay? There's several movies I had to rent more than once.
Anyway, that's because Rachel wouldn't stop talking during the movie. That's what you mean. That's right.
That's right. This.
Yeah, that's right.
You would have a hard time too if you dated me.
Oh my goodness. And then I remember when the VHSs became, you could get VHS or DVD, and there was a smaller DVD section.
Yeah.
And you thought, who can afford a DVD? And then 2 years later, the answer was everyone. Because it was so expensive back then, and then it just went from expensive to cheap. And then they all went DVDs. I remember when they had most DVDs and then a few VHSs. And I remember thinking, oh man, I said, they don't have that many VHSs like they used to. But I said, who still uses VHS? And then very quickly, they went from only having 2 copies on VHS to none. Because a new release would have tons of DVDs and then just a handful of copies on VHS for those people who just were too stupid to get a DVD player for $20, and then they got rid of it. I mean, there's so many good memories I have. The Be Kind Rewind stickers.
Oh yeah.
Or you got $1.
Kids today don't even understand what that means.
We won a year. We answered. Did you answer who answered the question on the radio show that we got a year of video rentals?
I'm pretty sure that was you.
Oh, I got it? Okay. But we got a year of a coupon from 3 different stores. One went out of business shortly after. They were all in Balkanville, which is
it's a place that if you imagine what a place like Balkanville would be, that's what it is.
Look up Balkanville Christmas Parade. I did some videos on it. That basically sums up what Balkanville is. But it's fun. Those people.
You're not the only one. It's made. They've gone viral a couple of times.
Oh yeah, they're backwoods people. I mean, I'm just saying. It's just. What's that movie about the kids who run into those mountain people? Yeah, I can't remember what it's called. The little kid sitting on the thing with the banjo. They do the dueling banjos.
Deliverance.
Oh yeah, Deliverance. think Deliverance, but less scary. Slightly
less hills.
Slightly less hills. Yeah, flatlands. So anyway, but the other two people, one lady just got sick and tired of us getting the free movie, and she said she wasn't going to honor the ticket anymore. I said, "Ma'am, you got to honor these," and she went, "No." She said, "We're not taking those anymore." I was like, we won it for a free, because it was a coupon every month for that year. You tore it off.
She did not like giving us those
She did not like giving us those movies, and she didn't want us to come and buy anymore because we were just freeloading in her. But you signed up for it. She got free advertising. Yeah. And then the third lady was wonderful.
She was also going out of business. So.
She was, I think she had, I'm sure she's out of business now.
No, those places do not exist anymore.
But remember, she had a tiny little store, I remember, but she had a big selection of horror. Huge selection of horror. And so we'd rent one horror movie out there. Well, she was a big horror fan. She hated the romance. She hated the new movies. And she noticed that we never used our ticket for a new movie. We just rented horror movies there. I did. I'd bring back a different horror movie. We watched the old Pumpkinhead.
We were going through all the classics.
All the classic ones, all the B movies. And she was like, "What'd you think? Hey, did you like one?" And I talked to her about the horror movie. We kind of analyzed it. Well, once the last ticket was done, and she was the only reason I go to Balkanville. Oh, that, and for 77 cents gas. That was back when gas was 99 cents, but it was 77 cents.
It was 99 cents. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. No one knows that now. But I mean, I got it for 77 over in Balkanville. I was like, yes, because they don't have any money. Anyway, but I was going to see her, and I tore off the last ticket, and she looked at me. She went, "Are you not coming back after this?" And I went, "Well," I said, "Sure." I said, No. I said, "Well, we've been having fun. I'll come back." No, I wasn't going to come back because the movie was going to be free. But she goes, "Will you promise you come back?" She said, I'll be honest. I'll give you a free movie rental. We'll do a deal." She said, "It'll be buy one, get one, rent one free for you." She said, "Because I'll be honest," she said, "everyone else comes in and they rent either the new stuff, the action movies, and I don't like those movies. All I love is horror movies, and you're the only person that I can talk to about horror movies." She went, "Please come back." I went, "I will." Never came back.
Oh, because you're a terrible person.
I know.
That's the kind of guy Matt is.
I am. But she was really nice, and she just didn't want me to go because she was having a lot of fun. But she was the only one that honored those tickets, and she was totally happy to see us every time we came in. So yeah, she was really nice. But I remember there's one out near Eris or whatever at a gas station, and they had like all the Friday 13th and all the Jason, all the Freddy movies and all the Jason movies and all the Michael. I was like, wow, And I remember I'd always rent movies there too. But you went to certain places that had your movies or had the deals. Movie Gallery we hardly ever went to because they were super expensive. They offered no deals. Yeah. Blockbuster you eventually went to because they took over everything. And you just told me this morning, but Family Video, was it? What's the name?
Family Video. They went out.
They were the second biggest under Blockbuster, and now they're totally out of business now, right?
Completely gone.
They're completely gone. They were the last ones hanging on, but even Blockbuster with their one store. It's funny, you go to blockbuster.com, it says physical stores. You click on it, there's just one. And they kept it up there. So, but it's kind of funny how video store. Now, we do have a video store rental place still. Right? Yeah. What's that place called? Movie Gallery? What is it?
Is it Movie Gallery?
Is it Movie Gallery? It's something.
Over Western Row?
Yeah, over in Western Row. It's still there. Still does new movies, too. My wife and I went in there, it's 3 years ago, whatever, and she's like, "Oh, can we get it?" I said, "No." Because they're still doing $5 new and $3.99 for used.
You can buy them for that price
online.
And
I was like, why? $3.99 to rent. And they're in the $5 bin or $3 bin at Walmart.
Yeah, you can rent them.
What?
Yeah,
you can buy them for this. But online. I don't know how they're able to survive unless there's a lot of stupid people over there.
No, I think it's an internet issue.
Well, I mean,
really, all the places where the video stores are still going have bad internet.
They have bad internet, Alaska, so streaming doesn't work very well. So they can still do video rentals. Yeah. And so they're at the edge of town too, now that I think about it. So that's probably what the business they're getting is the out-of-town business, right? Or the out-of-city limits.
So,
they're right inside city limits.
It's going to be all over with. But
the thing is, though, I still believe a video store could make it, and here's why. There's a lot of things that aren't streaming right now. There's a lot of things you cannot find streaming.
Like the Ewoks?
Well, not yet.
It's coming.
It's I know. but there's a lot of things you cannot stream. You can't find anywhere. You can't find on YouTube or anything. That's what makes me think there still is. Now, is Redbox gone, by the way? I don't know. I mean, I haven't.
They still have them.
I haven't physically looked at Redbox in a while.
The thing is, Redbox are cheap ways to rent that are cheaper than digital rentals, but you have to actually leave your house and go do it.
Yeah, leave it. Yeah, which is not bad. But the thing is, though, a video rental store could make it if now new movies, screw it. You can stream those just about anywhere these days. However, if you go for the niche stuff, the older stuff, because Pumpkinhead ain't streaming nowhere, you know what I'm saying? Or the old animated Return of the King animated version. I've been wanting to see that. Can't find it anywhere. If it was 99 cents. Not $3.99. I don't know, but if it was.
Or you could ask your friend if you could borrow a copy.
Do you have one?
Yes, I've got it.
Oh, I'd love to see that then. Yes, please bring it. But the thing is, though, besides that, I mean, I don't want to pay $15 for it online. That's for sure. $15.99. No way. Screw that. But I would pay $1, maybe $2 on a rental. So make them $1.99 or 99 cents at the older movies. New movies make a little bit more, and I think you could still survive in that area because, of course, not everyone can subscribe to every subscription service. People have to pick and choose like they do.
If you pick and choose one a month, you can do pretty well.
But see, then they wouldn't have to and so they wouldn't have to stock on new stuff that big. Like it's not like it used to be where you had to buy 50 copies of the new movie coming out because everyone wanted to rent it.
Yeah.
No, buy 5. be fortunate if you get all 5 rented out. Okay, because most people are going to be streaming it or they bought it.
Also, back in the day when Blockbuster was buying movies, new movies on VHS cost $100.
Yeah, it costs a lot more. Well, that was way back in the day, but yeah. But even then, a new DVD movie would cost $15-$25. No, screw that. I'll rent it for $4.99. And that's totally fine. They don't cost as cheap now, $12-$15 sometimes for newer movies, and so you're renting at a third of the cost. So if they drop their cost and still offered like some of those old movies that they're not streaming, but are quote-unquote classics or something like that, or something you'd want to see, I would rent that. Unfortunately, that little movie gallery or whatever it is in West Monroe has a crappy selection. They have a terrible selection of movies.
Been in there in
they have new movies. Oh, yeah. Well, like I said, this is 3 years ago. But the thing is, though, new movies or unheard of new movies are all on their walls. Great. You have 20 copies of this. You only need 2. We always in stock, our guarantee. Yeah, because everyone else has already seen it or they don't want to get rented. But then their old selection is very little. Very
the old movies that are the hard ones to get these.
And those are the hard ones to get. So if you had a video, like I said, video DVD rental place of that, then you could stay in business. Now, eventually, they're all going to be gone because I think DVDs are going to go away.
Yeah.
Eventually, sadly, So I think eventually. But the thing is, though, you could still have video rentals because some of these things will never be converted to digital. Just like there's a lot of old music, children's music. If I go out and buy any old records from my record player, it's going to be old children's music records because they don't reprint those. They don't come out in CD. They're never going to come out digital.
Cocomelon?
No, not Cocomelon. I'm just talking about old Chipmunks records. Old, what else do I have? Rock-afire Explosion from Showbiz Pizza. What else? I looked through the children's section because that's going to be, there's a McDonald's birthday album. I was like, oh, that's cool. And so I'll find all these old stuff that they're not going to reprint anymore. And yeah, there's going to be movies out there that you're never going to see go digital. No one's going to pick up. No one cares about that. There are people just reprinting anything that comes out in DVD. Anything that was on VHS is probably made to DVD by now. Because people are just grabbing up anything. There was a time where people were just buying up the rights to a bunch of schlock and throwing it on DVD because, it's something may buy. You may buy something. You bought it for a penny. If one person buys it, you made money. So then you just mass market produce cheap copies of a DVD. But that's good. But then those DVDs, are they going to be converted visual? No, a lot of them won't be. So the only way you'll be able to watch them is through DVD. So I think you could have a store. It had to be niche, you know. You could only do the older movies and stuff, but that would be something. I would get I'd get a membership card too, and I'd rent if it was cheaper. Like I said, probably $1.99 at the most is what I'd pay.
I'll say this: when I took Liam up to Moscow, Idaho, they had a store that was pretty much that.
That's good.
Anything I could think of, and I tried to challenge it, I could go find.
That's awesome.
It was in an old building. It was kind of labyrinth. You had to kind of. It wasn't like laid out on a flat plane. You
That's fine.
Go upstairs and downstairs, and
I'm fine with that.
If I could think of a movie, I could find it there.
That's what I'm talking about.
I was like, Liam, this is where you need to come.
Yeah, no. See, and if they had something like this here, I'd go.
Oh, yeah.
I'd go all the time. Because that's the old, not just for the experience. I mean, the experience would be one thing.
It was fun just walking around it.
I know, it's fun just walking around in it. But to find movies that you can't find streaming anywhere, that I'd pay for that. How were the prices like? Decent.
I didn't even check because I wasn't planning on actually. We were just
ain't 7 movies $7 7 days. I tell you that right now.
But it was just really neat to walk in a place that just had everything.
I remember we watched the movie Alive. You know, the people who crashed on the mountain and had to eat each other, and we made the very poor selection of getting beef jerky that night. It didn't bother you.
I hadn't seen the movie before. I probably brought the beef jerky.
And that was also, we spent the night because it froze. That was one of the ice overs too. I was like, wow, this is kind of wild. So I mean, a lot of good memories renting movies from the Blockbuster, everyone goes, are you, let me ask you this question. Are you sad Blockbusters are gone?
No.
I'm not either. I'm not sad they're gone. The movie rental industry, which is really dried up around here.
I do miss that as an aspect of life, going and searching and looking.
But can you believe we spent, and this is back before cell phones, you'd spend an hour, 45 minutes, seriously, and I never thought about that, but you did.
The thing is, if you factor in the time and money spent, I've watched way more movies at way less time, at way less expense than those days.
But to be honest,
I miss the experience.
I do too. I enjoy it's so weird to say we enjoyed every minute of the 40. Now I'll be honest, after an hour I got pissed if we didn't have a movie picked out. But it's like that's my threshold. That was my threshold. If May and I are looking at streaming for longer than 10 minutes, I'm done. I'm done.
The thing is, clicking through, I get bored with myself clicking through Netflix looking for something. I'm just like, you're pathetic. Just stop. Just go to bed. If you can't find something, go to bed.
And there is no adult section
I would
you can turn down there. There's a beaded curtain. That'd be awesome if there's a beaded curtain icon. What's here? Oh. No, but I do miss the experience of just going through there. And I miss the people, too. There were some good people that worked in those video rental stores who knew movies. And better than Netflix has what's it called? They do the statistics, the numbers, can't think of what the word is. Analytics of what they think you'll like to watch. When most of that
they don't know me.
They don't know you. They don't know you that well. And the thing is, the guy at the movie store, he probably did. He said, "You like this?" Because I remember when he said Mallrats, we went, "What? That?" Because we knew about Mallrats, but we didn't know it was tied to Jay and Silent Bob. Yeah, they're in there a lot, and we were like, "Dude, let's get it." But they would make suggestions. I remember there's one lady at Blockbuster I really enjoyed too, because she said, "Hey, can I make a suggestion?" I said, "Always," because I don't know what to rent. And if we were walking around, she went, "What movies?" Because she said, "What movies did you like that came out recently?" Okay, you'll probably like this, this, and this. And she was right most of the time. I remember they'd have the the editor's picks or the employee picks. Rob likes these movies. Sally likes these movies. And, I never really went for that unless I actually got to meet that person face to face, because I want to see what they're like as a human being. I'm kidding. I don't care.
No, because sometimes you would say, I've seen a couple of those movies, so I know not to watch any of the others.
That Daryl likes. Daryl likes crap. But there's someone there, like I said, the lady at the horror, the one I rented the horror movies at, she would actually make suggestions to us for horror movies. She went, "Hey, you know what's a good one? You guys should rent what's this one." And we watch and go, "Yeah, not bad." We wouldn't have got that one if it hadn't been for her. But that's what I miss about it. I miss that person. Now, not every single person that worked as a video store clerk was personable.
Oh, no.
Some were just jerks. I remember one of my favorite moments, though, Clay, our friend Clay, he wanted me to watch Lonesome Dove. I went, I'm sorry, what? He said, Lonesome Dove, it's good. And I was like, no, Clay.
That is how we talked.
And that is how Clay would talk. Sometimes. He'd do that all the time. And he goes, what's wrong with you? And I was like, dude, we're not watching Lonesome Dove. I'm not watching Lonesome Dove with you. Well, anyway, he said, yes. He said, we're going to Blockbuster right now. We're going to rent Lonesome Dove. So he did. It was in one of those double VHS discs, because it was
a TV
two-part
miniseries.
TV miniseries. So we had to get the double.
Much like
one.
Justice League.
But you're getting it for the same price of one. And so we went up to check it out. He went, all right, your copy of Lonesome Dove. And he looked at both of us, and I went, it was his idea. He went, shut up, it's a good movie. And I was like, oh my gosh. But the guy just looked at us like, Lonesome Dove? And I was like,
which one are you going to be the dove tonight?
Who's more lonesome? We watched it, and to be honest, it's good. It's good. It's a good series. It's a good series. Terrible name. I know why they named it out of the books. I get it. But don't do that as a movie because it's a good Western movie. It's well worth your time. I mean, we may have talked about this when we talked about Westerns. But the thing is, though, it's a great Western story.
I think it is a good movie.
And but just not a good. I was not. I remember when we were in My Private Idaho, and after 5 minutes, we decided that was not the movie for us.
I wasn't there that night.
Yeah, you were, because you were sitting there as Bruce was going. No, Roger was going. No, I don't know. Well, you want to say Bruce? Roger's like we knew what this was going to be about. So yeah, don't get My Private Idaho. River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves. We thought we couldn't go wrong. We did. I can't remember any other
pre-Matrix.
Oh, we talked about this one already.
Desperate for money.
This is where you rented Red Sonja and it messed up in the VHS.
We told the
story.
Roger,
we told that story. Roger tore apart his VHS because that was a VHS player. I'm trying to think. Are there any other Blockbuster memories you have, or just video rental movie memories? Because that's what it's all about. Was just going to get the movie, laughing about it, maybe going to get a pizza. Yeah. We'd order pizza, get the movie. That's what you did.
Old days of Little Caesars when they had really good pizza.
Oh, yeah. They had the thick crust, the square pizza. Yeah. They'd do two pizzas in one big box.
They had really, really powerful jalapenos. Good. Just regret the next day jalapenos.
Atomic jalapenos. Yeah. I remember Blockbuster did for a short time, if you were to rent a new release or something, they'd give you a candy or a popcorn at half off.
Did that.
And to be honest, it got me to buy it because that candy was way overpriced.
And I would say this.
But you'd be buying it for regular price if it's half off. and we did.
The thing is also, it was really nice towards the end when they were started to do, the Netflix at the time was not streaming.
It was
doing mail order.
Oh, I forgot about
this.
this.
They had the time for a while where you could...
Excellent.
You could
bring in your mail in to
Blockbuster, and you can get a rental from them
for free while your
waiting
other one
for the
was
next
being
one to
mailed
come in the mail. And that was nice. I don't know how that didn't catch in, except for Netflix then moved to digital streaming.
I'll spill this. The CEO of Blockbuster says Netflix did not run us out of business. Neither did Rightbox. He said we were set to go. A former owner had laden them with debt. He took all the resources and threw it into something else that failed, and then he left them in debt. So when the new company bought them up, they were strapped with debt, and then 2008 came. He said, we could have beat Netflix. We could have beat them. We had, because he's talked about that system we had. Mm-hmm. He said, that was a winning system. That was going to beat.
It seemed like it should have been.
And he said, that was going to beat it. That was going to beat it. He said, we had the resources. If they would have gone digital, we would have gone digital too, and we would have beat them too at it. He said, the thing is, though, we were prime. We just didn't have the cash. They had the extra cash. And when the economy took a dive, that's when Blockbuster's like, we don't have the cash. We got a default. And so that's when they went under. And to be honest, true story, I had a chance to manage a Blockbuster at the very end. This is back before anyone knew. This is back right as it hit. We were 1 year into the recession, or deep into the recession, and they didn't know if Blockbuster was going to be hit or not. I remember a manager quit, and I applied at Blockbuster because I knew the district manager. I was friends with the district manager. He called me and was like, Matt, it was like just a month or so after I'd gotten the job at where I work now. And he said, Matt, you're not going to believe this. He said, my manager just told me that she's moving away, blah, 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 and I need someone. So I'd like you to manage our store over in, you know, wherever it was, West Monroe or whatever. I was like, really? He's like, yeah. He said, you're going to be heading it up and everything. He said, so yeah, manager position's yours. I was like, I can't. I just got this job. I'm going to stick with this company. I'm so sorry. I said, thank you.
And you regret that to this day?
No, I don't. Not at all. But the only thing is, yes, it would have been nice to see, because, I mean, a year or so later, they started closing them all down.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't last long after that. And now he's doing something else, too. The DM's district manager's doing something else. So I don't regret it. But it would have been nice to wear that blue shirt with the yellow logo. I was okay with working. I mean, if Blockbuster would have called first, yeah, I would have worked for Blockbuster. That'd be fun. Everyone wanted to work for. I mean, working for them was cool. You got free video rentals, and you got to rent them the day before they came out. Remember?
That is true.
They'd come in on a Monday. Tuesday was new day release, and you could. And they encourage the employees to take the new movies home with them. Watch these new movies so you can tell people about it. Yeah. Oh, take some homework home with me. Oh, what are you doing? I have to work late tonight. Yeah. Double feature because the two good movies came out the same day. You know, and they spaced out these releases back then, so you always got to see the big movie before it came out, and that was a big deal.
Yeah.
That was a big deal. You tried to befriend some of the people from Blockbuster, because if you knew someone, they'd invite you over to their house. Good stuff.
And then you wouldn't have to rent it.
I know. But the thing is, though, whenever she invited me over to her house, we never watched. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Never happened.
Yes, you are kidding.
Yeah. I remember the one time, it wasn't Blockbuster. It was that old, it's still there, the movie gallery or whatever. Because my cousin worked there for a little while, and I got free rentals, and then sometimes he goes, keep it. It's damaged now. And I got to keep it. And so I remember he left. I said, hey, I don't know if this rule still applies, but because that was back when Tremors 4 came out. I said, you couldn't find it to buy back then. The internet wasn't a big deal, but you could have it for rent right now. Now, later on, it came out on DVD.
Yeah.
I said, but I really want on DVD now. I said, can this one be damaged? And she went, sure. And I went, thank you so much. And then I guess she got pressured into it because she forgot to put it damaged, and she said, hey, you have to bring that back. I was like, what? She had to bring that back. I was like, I thought I could keep it. Nope. And I was like, well, how much are the charges? It was like because every day afterwards another $5, $25. Went $25. How much is it to buy? Is it? Well, they're going to charge your account $25. So I'm going to 25 either way. So my copy of Tremors 4 is $25. You know, because it was either pay the late fees. It was either pay the late fees or get your
favorite Tremors movie.
Yeah, Tremors 4. I know.
That's why you don't like it so much. You've got all this animosity
I have
towards
25 more reasons why I don't like it that much. Anyway, all right, folks, that is all the time we have for now. So we'll see you next time on Princes of the Universe.